What is going on, everyone? This is post-production editing Joshua here. Wanting to put this at the beginning of the video to say that I am sorry if this review is many weeks late. Wasn't feeling motivated to put this together right away, and honestly, I wanted to let my video thoughts marinate here. As of course, this is a movie that is incredibly divisive between the fans of the games, movie fans, and movie critics overall. And I just want to say that anything I say in this review is 100% my opinion. And I hope you guys enjoy watching the video as much as it was trying to get this cut down from almost 30 minutes to a tangible 25.5 minute video. So I do hope you guys enjoy the video. And as I say in the video with a disclaimer that you'll see, if you hate this movie or you like this movie, whether you're a fan of the Mario games or a general movie fan or critic or content creator, all I ask for all of you guys to do in the comments is to be civilized. Whether you like, hate, or in the middle, and don't go attacking me or other content creators, all because we do have criticisms with the film story. So, with that being said, this is a mostly positive review for Super Mario Galaxy. I hope you guys do enjoy the video as much as I did enjoy getting this finally edited, and I hope you guys enjoy. Bye. Stay epitastic. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It is Joshua Drake Randall. If you're a returning member or if you're a new member here, this is Epitastic Joshua, where I talk movies, TV, music, and anime on a few occasions with the last two. And we're giving my thoughts on one of my most anticipated movies of 2026, Super Mario Galaxy. This is directed by Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelenic. This is the sequel to the 2023 smash hit, Super Mario Bros. This is based on Mario by Nintendo, and this stars Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, Anya Taylor-Joy, Kevin Michael Richardson, Jack Black, Keegan-Michael Key, Issa Rae, Brie Larson, and Benny Safdie. Having thwarted the plans of Bowser's previous plot to marry Princess Peach, Mario and Luigi now faces a fresh threat in Bowser Jr., who is determined to liberate his father from captivity and restore the family legacy. Alongside companions new and old, the brothers travel across the stars to stop the young heir's crusade. So after the success of the first Super Mario Bros., which unexpectedly came and shocked the hell out of not only Mario fans and Nintendo fans, but general movie-going audience fans, the question was asking, is there going to be a sequel? And by the way the first movie ended, it was a no-brainer that there was going to be a sequel. It was inevitable. So I was definitely really excited when I was seeing more of what we were going to do in the sequel to Mario and see what is going on there. Seeing that the returning cast was going to come back, the returning directors and the CEO of Nintendo was going to come back and help produce this movie with Illumination and Universal. I also saw that we were going to have some people in here like Brie Larson, and that really had me excited because I do think Brie is a great actress.
Where'd I go? From? Stop it!
That's for the incel haters out there. This was one of my most exciting movies of the year. Not outdoing Supergirl or Spider-Man Brand New Day or The Odyssey or even something smaller as such. But overall, I was looking forward to it because I wanted to see more of the world. But I was also going into this movie with some pretty high concerns because I did see some of the reactions from critics and also most people online. A lot of people really love this movie, a lot of people really hate this movie. To be honest, I was not going to watch the movie at all because seeing the reviews just had me a little bit discouraged. But then at the end of the day, I was talking to some people, also some friends, especially in group chats, and saying that you should be watching movies and form your own opinion. So that's what I. So then hearing that motivated me to watch the movie more. And despite my concerns with some of that, I went into this movie optimistic, even with the mixed reactions. My overall thoughts going into this, I can overall say I did find this to be a mostly good to solid film that I overall really did enjoy enough to fully have fun with. It's not the first movie, and I'm not gonna sit here and call this cinematic excellence. I do think this is a movie that has flaws that could have been fixed in a few areas, but an overall worthy follow up. Before I go into my pros and negatives, I do want to get this little disclaimer out of the way because if I don't say this now, I feel like both the Mario fans and the critical side of this movie are not really going to listen and not going to get what I'm about to say here. If you are a fan or a critic when it comes to this movie who is a fan of the games or not, or if you didn't like this movie, if you're a critic or a fan of the games, or hate this movie and feel like you have to attack critics or diehard fans for not like it, if you don't like it or you do like it, that is completely fine. My advice is this: try to be civilized and have a fair, civilized conversation with some of these fans, some of these critics, or some of the general movie-going audiences who may not be as high on it as anyone else. If you disagree with the critics, just say, I had a good time with this movie, and I'm sorry that you didn't, and move on from there, rather than just resorting to labeling us all critics and fans, but people like you are the reasons why fans are deflecting criticism towards you. Because there's a much more easier way to do that than to just be a pessimistic asshole. And if you are a Mario fan who can't listen to criticism as such and be respectful, whether people like or hate or feel in the middle with it, you're part of the problem.
I don't know. That's their problem, really. It's not mine.
All I'm asking simply is in my comments or anywhere else's YouTube channels or streams, who's ever reviewing this movie or such, to be civilized. Be civilized and have a healthy, civilized discussion. As far as the positives go in this movie, I easily will say once again, the animation is outstanding. No matter what I think of Illumination, movies most of the time, some are good, some are bad, some are meh. Animators deserves a lot of respect in the colors and the visuals and the amount of hours that it takes to animate and design each of these worlds and each of these characters that a lot of Mario fans or non-Mario fans have seen in the games. I do feel like that is the biggest strength, is the animation. It really does. Overall, I really do feel like animation is great. It looks even better than the first movie. The budget has definitely increased to 110 million. A lot of the worlds that we go to in this are visually beautiful. I love, even with my issues with both the first and the second movie, I can't sit here and say the animation is bad. Is it something on the level of Into the Spider-Verse or K-pop Demon Hunters or some of the greatest animated Disney movies? No. Is this one of the greatest movie sequels of all time? No. But I will say, for a sequel, I did enjoy the animation and I did enjoy its ambitions and what it was trying to do. The animation, I will say, is one of the bigger, stronger positives I do love in this movie because I think that animation looks immensely beautiful. The worlds that you're seeing in this movie are incredible. From the Mushroom Kingdom still looks great, and Castle of Princess Rosalina. A lot of the gorgeous animation just looks amazing. Overall, the animation is still top notch, and I still really enjoy a lot of this animation from Gateway Galaxy to Mushroom Kingdom. All of the animation in this movie is really good. With some references to the games that I really liked. Like, you have this whole thing with Rosalina and Princess Peach. For those who know the games, you should know what I'm talking about. And like a lot of the sound effects and the one-ups, I think that's really fun. It's always really fun. I'll give you that. And it just felt good to be back into the world of Mario. And like I said, regardless of my issues, I will always come back for another Mario film. This is kind of like Sonic the Hedgehog, where it had no right to be as good as it is. These movies better than Sonic? No, I think Sonic has the strong edge because they do a lot more in the story and characters departments. But in terms of Mario, there's enough there to latch yourself onto. Action scenes are a lot more prevalent this time around. You have some very fun action scenes in the movie. One that you saw in the trailer, which is the beginning of the movie with Rosalina, which I really like. My favorite action scene was definitely in this whole Mad Max type style desert chase being the standout. It's visually gorgeous, a lot of pretty colors, a lot of bright things going on, and even as a 27-year-old autistic man, I still think that the animation and the colors in a lot of these kids' movies can still make an impact with me because the inner child is still prevalent. I will also say I really do like Brian Tyler's score here. I do like the music a lot more this time around. There's a lot less emphasis on classic songs and much more on doing the traditional score and traditional Super Mario music. I love the Mario themes they use in this movie. From I never played the games, but I instantly know some of the themes these Mario characters. And Brian Tyler thinks does a really good job in the musical score, and I really do like overall where this is going. I found the pace not to be too long, not to be too short, not to be studio mandated at all. I found a lot to go through with when it comes to this movie. I really did like a lot of where that was going on, and I definitely really enjoyed what the movie had to offer in terms of its beautiful direction and its pace. It's pretty snappy, it's pretty energetic. Hour and 35 minutes, get you straight in, get you straight out. And I did mostly enjoy that runtime with some issues. So keep in mind with that. I did like some little humor here. I laughed most of the time. I had a smile on my face. I was able to take the discouragement I was seeing from some people who didn't like this movie and was able to give this movie a fair shake. So that is a big positive in itself because it shows that I can be optimistic and give stuff like this a chance, even when I'm not feeling enthusiastic because people want to be judgmental of such. And also, the voice acting is still top notch. All of the returning players I really enjoyed when it comes to this movie. Chris Pratt and Charlie Day still has it as Mario and Luigi. They feel a lot more comfortable this time around. Jack Black is still funny as Bowser. Kevin Michael Richardson still does good. Anya Taylor-Joy still does great as Princess Peach, and she's still pretty badass. She may not be the damsel in distress that people know from the games, but you know what? Like I said, I'm fine with this little change. It doesn't bother me as much as it'll bother other people or some fans. And I still love Toad. Keegan Michael Key, and that little squeaky voice that he has when he talks like this throughout the whole movie is actually really funny and really adorable. He still has it. As far as the new actors, I did really enjoy. He's Safdie as Bowser Jr. He did a splendid job. But just like the dad character of Bowser, Bowser Jr. is just a bit of a prick. But I really like his design, visually gorgeous. I liked Donald Glover as Yoshi. I forget that it's even him as Yoshi because it's not his usual speaking voice. And Donald Glover, I like him as an actor. I like him as Uncle Aaron in Spider-Man Homecoming. I hope that goes somewhere with the future of Miles Morales in live action. I really do. But for this, excellent. Really did a good job as Yoshi. Glenn Powell is Fox McCloud, who is another Nintendo character I don't know shit about. Not in the movie very much, but I really did enjoy. But let's get to Princess Rosalina, because this was the thing I was really excited about when I heard Brie Larson was in it. But I was also very nervous because if you know anything about Brie Larson, not only I think she's a great actress, and I think she's still attractive as hell.
Spoken!
Bam! What?
Damn!
Anytime I like watching her, she's amazing. She's an Oscar winner for a reason, even in the worst of things. If you know anything about Brie Larson, you know that there are people out there who just do not like this actress over some stupid things that were said years ago, which she never fucking said.
Bullshit! That is bullshit!
Or they just don't like her as an actress. She's not in this movie as much. That could be a disappointment for some people. For me, she had the right amount of screen time. Not a lot, but not too short of screen time to where she comes in and just takes the movie from Mario, Toad, and Peach. She's here to serve her purpose, and I do want to see more of Rosalina going forward. I really do like the voice acting. Also, it's nice to see that Brie Larson is getting some appreciation again by people. While I do enjoy this movie, and like I said, I will be content watching this movie again, I do have some grievances with this. They're not intense criticisms. I'm not gonna sit here and say this is one of the worst movies of the year. Am I kind of disappointed? Yeah, in a few aspects. And I'll go into the grievances I do have right now, which it all comes down to the issue of writing and a little bit of pacing. In terms of some of my issues, when it comes to the Mario Galaxy movie, like I said, I do enjoy this movie. I had a great time with it. I don't think this is cinematic excellence as I think some people are going to say it is, especially diehard fans. It all comes down to pacing and writing issues, which I'll go into the pacing issues. I'll go small and work my way up. The humor in this movie for me wasn't as funny as in other times here. There are moments where, like I said, I do laugh watching this movie, and I can't say I did not laugh. I had a great time with it. I love smiling, and I like to laugh. There was just some moments and some of the comedy in this movie where I'm just kind of like, I'm not really feeling this type of comedy. But all I did was just move on and shrug off to the next. Better to do than most people, I say. Some of the references, while a lot of them I did get, a lot of the references in this movie I didn't get. Like I said, I have not played much of the Mario games, and I have not played any of the Fox McCloud games. So easily a few Mario things I'm a little lost here. So that is something that's kind of my own fault. So I'm not going to blame the writers for that. Also, in terms of some of the references, kind of feels like more of a clothesline for references and points, rather than where it feels like some of the story should come first and like a little balance. It was kind of leading me into my biggest issue when it comes to the movie, was the writing. Like I said, you're not going to hear me complain too much about the pacing here. I'm not going to complain too much about that, except for the fact I will not have minded an extra 15 to 10 minutes for some downtime to breathe. And I know there's going to be an argument in the comments like, Josh, it's a kid's movie, lighten up. I am calm. I did have a good time with this. But I just wanted some downtime, which this is an advantage where Sonic the Hedgehog and Spider-Verse or other animated movies, older or newer, comes in. Because sometimes, even with a short pace or a longer runtime, I am allowed the proper runtime to just get a break. And like, we get to just chill before we move on to the next crazy animated moment here. Here is like an adrenaline rush. And it's not a bad thing. It feels like it's a good thing. Where it comes down to where is a bad and mix of a criticism is the story. Because overall, I will say there is a story here. And the story is there. But in terms of that, I do wish the writing team and the Mario team over at Illumination would have taken the time and put some more meat and potatoes in there, just like the first film, to allow a few things to marinate and us to get us to settle in terms of scripts. I'm not saying give us a groundbreaking Shakespearean Academy Award winning screenplay. There's a few things I wanted more of to be fleshed out of, and I wanted to see more of the galaxy world idea. But again, that also comes into play with it being my own fault since I don't play a lot of Mario games. I haven't even talked to a lot of Mario experts about some of this stuff. And I'm saying that because with so much references you're making and with so much lore and over 40 to 45 or whatever 40 plus years of Mario history, could have done a little bit harder in the story department to craft a story to work around your references. So I am hoping if there's a third movie, because you know this movie is gonna make money, will Miles Morales get that same treatment? I don't fucking know next year, because people are just going to be negative about Beyond the Spider-Verse before it comes out. But if they also make a third movie, I do hope they do take some criticism and craft a story with the references. It doesn't have to be a overly complicated story, just a story that's simple enough while being fun enough. Also, depending on who voices this certain character, which I'm not going to give any hints at who I'm talking about, only if Mario fans know the games. It's going to be very hit and miss with me, with the character they hint at in the next film. Stay after the credits, that's all I can tell you. It'll go either way, but I'm willing to just keep my mouth shut and try and be fair until we get some kind of casting or such with the certain character. But overall conclusion, while it's not cinematic excellence and it won't go down as my favorite film of 2026 or the best animated film of the year, I still think there's going to be a lot more good animated movies or shitty animated movies coming out this year. Not sure what will be my favorite animated movie of the year by the end of this year. I can say that I mostly did have a good time when it comes to the film. I really enjoyed the animation. I really liked the action. I liked some of the Easter egg references. And the overall pace and energy was enough to get me through. So it was not a complete waste of my time. Just, like I said, some of the writing issues and just wanted a little bit of downtime to breathe is all I would ask. I will see a third movie. All I ask of you is to come to take some criticism with the story. Maybe not and make just as good or maybe even fantastic or masterpiece of a third film, because I do think one of these Mario movies can be a genuine masterpiece for me and a lot of diehard fans if you will take your time and get into the story. And Mario fans will be pleased, non-movie Mario fans will be pleased on either way. Like I said, just know who you are going into this. That way we won't have to have a fight with someone. And not only that, some people will go into this and they will just want the references. They're not going to care much about the story or such. But for me, as someone who's not big into the video games and only has played one game and know some stuff about Mario and seen the cartoons and seen the other two movies they've made, I do expect a story to come with the references that you're making. But overall, I did enjoy this movie enough to watch again, and I will practically happily own it on physical media, whether it's Blu-ray, 4K, or DVD. It'll play a lot better at home, and honestly, I kind of want to watch. I might end up watching it again. You never know. But on my rating scale, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do one for general audiences and non-Mario fans, and then I'm gonna do one that's more of a personal grade for me. So, as far as general fans go, I will say I will give you a highly recommended for most of them, and for the Mario fans. For the non-Mario fans or most general audiences who aren't gonna like this movie, I would say stream this thing. But if I had to combine all those factors with an overall grade for them, I would say maybe just watch it at your own eyes. Watch for your own eyes, because you may love it, you may hate it. But as far as my personal rating scale, I'm gonna be fair, and I did mostly enjoy my time with it, even with my criticisms, because there is still the nerdy side of me and the inner child of me is still there for me to give this a passing recommendation. So I will walk away and give this a slight epitastic. So in the comment section down below, what did you guys think of Super Mario 2, Super Mario Galaxy, the movie? Did you like it? Do you hate it? Are you somewhere right in the middle? Have you played the game? I want to know. Do you think we're going to get a certain character that's hinted at the end of this movie in the credits scene? In the comment section down below, let's discuss all of that civilly and fairly in the description box down below, because I do not want to have to block anyone on here or my social medias. In the description box down below, below. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss more videos or live streams are up. I got some more stuff planned. All my social media links to Facebook, Instagram, Letterboxd, Blue Sky, TikTok, Serialize, all of that is in the description box down below. If you would like to send me any money to my Cash App return, the best ways to do that is to get in touch with me privately. Also, my Amazon wish list is down there if you'd like to send me anything from my Amazon wish list. There's a lot in there. Movies, posters, anything. Also, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please be sure to give this a 5-star grade and also comment your thoughts on there as well. With that being said, stay epitastic, join the epitasticness, and you guys keep it cool. And I'll see you guys in the next video.